It's no surprise that 2020 has been hard on pretty much every company on the planet. I mean, other than probably Amazon or something. But how about companies that were struggling prior to this year and the pandemic? How are they sticking it out? Today, let's talk about a few major companies that you probably know that are on the brink of bankruptcy.
3-Minute Flicks. Entertaining, educating, and enlightening.
First off, Lowe's, otherwise known as the other Home Depot. This chain announced a closure of 51 locations back in fall of 2018, and at the beginning of this year reported the closure of over 30 more locations between Lowe's and partner company Rona. Unfortunate store name for this year, might I add. While Lowe's hasn't filed for bankruptcy yet, it's clear that the year hasn't been treating the home improvement store well. Next, we've got good old Petsmart, one-stop shop for pet grooming, food, toys, fish, and, pet things. Petsmart has been struggling since attempting a restructure to tackle their $8 billion debt problem, and decided to mix things up by purchasing online pet store chewy.com. The deal landed for $3.35 billion, which was reportedly the highest ever paid for an online storefront. Hopefully, Chewy is helping old Petsmart stay afloat, but it doesn't look like it's sending him in the right direction just yet. 99-cent stores are up next, otherwise known as the sort of dollar store. Facing competition from other discount stores like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and the like, the company has been reporting losses every quarter in the high millions. A restructuring has been attempted to keep the 99-cent dream alive, including the hiring of a new CEO, but unfortunately they're still facing some pretty massive losses. Office Depot, the store that pretty much everyone forgets. How could it possibly be struggling? The business's retail sales have been dropping pretty consistently for the last few years, by as much as 7% per year. In an effort to stay relevant, the company has begun focusing on subscription-based tech services that now account for 14% of the company's profits, but reportedly is still struggling to stay afloat. The clothing store in your local mall that everyone forgets about other than the Sephora inside, JCPenney. The company filed for bankruptcy fairly early on in the pandemic and has been struggling to solidify a deal to find a buyer. With a debt of over $4 billion currently, JCPenney is doing just about anything they can to gasp for air. And lastly, we've got the ancient titan, Sears, the slow death over the last decade. Just about 2 years ago, the company closed over 140 stores and is now relying on the CEO's hedge fund to stay alive. Despite trying nearly everything, restructuring, layoffs, store closures, cut costs, and more, Sears may be finally seeing the end of its days after many decades of business. Obviously, with 2020 being 2020, there's way more businesses struggling to stay afloat or have already filed for bankruptcy. For now, all we can hope for is that these businesses and many more will find a way to grow and thrive in a changing economy, or face becoming the dust of the past.
3-Minute Flicks. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We create new videos weekly.